Chat, hi. I have a problem. The sound is only coming out of one headphone. Does anyone know how to fix that? I would go downstairs to ask one of my brothers, but I can't because my mom has a customer right now. Does anybody know how to fix it? I fixed it. Chat, I fixed it. It's gonna be kind of hard not to talk too loud. I don't know how much my mom is able to hear from downstairs. Why is the Littlest Pet Shop upside down? Hello. The game is opening right now, so full screen. There we go. Load. I woke up late the next morning. I must have been pretty tired after the last few days. I dragged myself out of bed and followed my normal morning routine. I got changed into my favorite outfit, had breakfast, etc. And of course, Crovin was once again nowhere to be seen. However, when I checked my phone that morning, I realized he had sent me a message. To my surprise, there were other messages there as well from my new friends. Who should I read first? That's quite the lock screen there. Twyla, Crovin, Reginald. Unknown number didn't say anything. Okay. Why is Crovin apologizing? Hey Mary, I'm sorry. I know I've been acting pretty nasty to you lately. I hope you know I don't mean it. Have you been to the Planet Dollars yet? I'll be heading there for lunch today, maybe at like 12:30. You should come and have lunch with me, my treat. And then I can like formally apologize or whatever. Okay. Reginald, I like Reggie. Good morning, Miss Mary Antha. I hope you're doing well today. You had asked about the book the other day, right? Well, I actually finished it quicker than I expected to. I'd really love to give it to you, but I won't be at the library today. I'm actually going to be at the cemetery. You like that place though, right? You should come see me. Then I can pass the book over to you. I'll be there a quarter to noon or so. Then maybe after we can grab lunch or something together. I hope that doesn't. I hope that doesn't come off weird. I just like some company for my lunch break. Call me back. Okay, Twyla's the last one. Mary, it's Twyla. If you're still interested in helping me, I'll be at the library around noon today. It should be quieter there. And then and there's some books I want to pick up for research purposes. Meet me there if you can, but if not, I'll just I'll just call you another time. Can I read them all. I read them all. What do I do now? Oh, exit phone. Okay. I was messaged by each of them. However, I think I only have time to meet up with one of them today. Where should I go today then? Let's go to the cafe. It was a tough choice, but I had to choose one of them. I told the others I had plans, and I'd have to meet with them some other time. Then, when noon rolled around, I headed to my destination. I spotted Crovin pretty quickly. Dressing the way we do, it wasn't that hard. I recognized those red and black striped sleeves from a mile away. When Crovin saw me, he gave me a hug. And it made me realize how long it had been since he last hugged me. His arms felt relaxed, and he was wearing his classic smile. Smile. Okay. For a moment, it looked as if he was back to his normal old self. We had lunch together, and like he had promised, it was his treat. And then what the heck? I did not click. Can I go back? History? And then they said, "Oh, Crovin, please don't dab." So you definitely dabbed? Of course I did. You know I had to do it to him. That's so you. Okay, well. Why? When did this game come out? Wait, when was that popular? When was that like a meme? I know, right? I thought about mentioning how happy I was that he was starting to feel alright, but I was worried that by bringing that up, he might get upset again. So I just kept the conversation going. There was no reason to bring it up anyways. So would you consider it a successful date? Oh yeah, totally. I mean, they looked ready to kill me by the end of it, but in the fun way, you know? Kind of like how my mom and dad, kind of like how my mom looks at my dad whenever he makes a bad pun. Exactly. I'm so happy for you. Do you think do you think you'll take them out again? Maybe. Wow. Going on a date sounds fun. Don't worry, Mars. Someone will take you out too one day. So anyways, do you like it here? The Planet Dollars, I mean. I always thought it was overhyped. But now that we have one, it ain't actually too shabby. Oh, actually, I've been here before. Oh, you have? When? Oh, I was here just the other day because I wanted to check it out. Funnily enough, we sat at this table too. Oh, you did? Wait. Who's we? Did you suddenly make friends behind... Did you suddenly make friends behind my back? Huh? Oh, when I was here at the place... when I was here, the place was pretty packed, so the only empty seat was at this table. But some other girl was sitting here too, and I guess we're like, kind of friends now? I mean, I just met her, but we're keeping in contact, so... Why does it keep doing that? Her name's Twyla, and... Twyla? Yeah. Is there a problem with that? Mary, listen to me. I'm saying this because I care about you. Stay away from Twyla. Huh? Why? You just can't talk to her, okay? You can't. Ugh. Of all people, you had to talk to her. She's the kind of girl who'd stab the devil in the butt with his own pitchfork. Seriously, you shouldn't be talking to her. Do you know her? Did something happen between you two? You've never mentioned her before, and Mary, please. I know I'm coming off really bad now, and you probably think I'm being a giant pee-pee. But just don't talk to her. You just can't. I want to be her friend. Did you guys... Okay. She has amazing eyebrows. What kind of bad comes with amazing eyebrows? I want to be her friend. It's not like I have a lot, or any. Oh, so I don't count? Please, you know it's nothing like that. You've always been able to make friends wherever you go. You know I'm not that lucky. I don't know why you don't like her, but maybe I can put a good word in for you or something. Please, Croven, I've already talked to her a bit. I know she's a bit... abrasive? I have never seen that word in my life. But she said she might need my help with something important, and I want to help her. Can you look past whatever you don't like about her for me? Fine, whatever. If you want to be friends with her that badly, then go ahead. But you better be careful. And don't say I didn't warn you about her, whether you get it or not. I'm trying to protect you. Croven. Croven was still salty over Twyla, even after I had attempted to drop the conversation. He said he wouldn't talk about it anymore. But I better not ever mention him to Twyla. Ever. We tried to spend the rest of the day together, but it was more than apparent he wasn't in a good mood anymore. At least by the time we started heading home, he'd calmed down to a much more normal state. After getting home, he said he was going to smoke outside for a little bit, so I let him and headed up to bed, and did what I do every night. Hi. Hello. Can we talk about that thing you said the other night? I haven't been able to stop thinking about it ever since you said it. What did they say? What's bothering you? You said that you were coming for me. Oh. That you just needed more time. Are you really going to steal me too? It'll be alright, I promise. It's for the best. You're gonna make me feel sick all over again. What do you want me to tell you? Who you really are. Is that really what you want? You'll see me soon, but you shouldn't worry about it. It will happen when it happens. This is for the best, even if you can't see that right now. Even if you can't ever. When will this be over? Soon, hopefully. I just need more time. You'll hang on for me, won't you? Do I have a choice? Haha. Sweet dreams, Mary. I didn't sleep at all that night. I really didn't. There were a few times I shut my eyes and tried to, but nothing could calm me down any more at this point. My anxiety was through the roof. I just wanted Mom and Dad back. I wanted to know for certain that they were okay. It should have been me that was taken. Maybe it was supposed to be. The next morning when I got up, Crovin was still home. He seemed to be acting pretty normal for once. At the very least, not agitated. There we go, okay. At the very least, not agitated. But despite this, I didn't sit and have breakfast with him. I wasn't in the mood to really talk to anyone, not right now. Not for the last night. Not after last night. It was too much. I just wanted some private time to myself. I just wanted to cool down. As I was about to leave, Crow called out to me. Not eating breakfast, Mars? I responded. Not today, I'm not hungry. I'm meeting with a friend for breakfast. I'm just gonna pick up something while I'm out. I'm meeting with a friend for breakfast. He responded with a simple okay, and after that, I was out the door. I just wanted to go to that place and not be bothered. On the bus ride there, all three of them texted me again. Crovin said he noticed I left pretty quickly and hoped I wasn't upset with him for his behavior lately. Carla talked about something of her progress on her research, and Reginald said he'd be at the cemetery again today. Although I appreciated their messages, I really just needed to be alone. I needed to go back there and just relax. No, that's not the right word. I wasn't going there to relax. I was going there to mourn. The Dine Red, it's where I grew up. I lived my whole life in this diner. Restaurant? Baristo? What? Bistro? I never know the right word for places like this. We always had such silly names for it, since it was next to the cemetery. The restaurant in peace, sometimes the diner. Even just a simple dine dead. I always wondered if others caught on. You probably wouldn't know just from looking at it, but there's 2 floors. The bottom floor is the diner itself. I've eaten there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sometimes all in the same day. The top floor is more like a house. Our house. There's bedrooms, a bathroom, and even a small living space with a TV. It can be a little cramped sometimes, but it's cozy. No one could get up there but me and my parents. No one could get up there but me and my parents, of course. The upstairs is locked. You'd need a key. Which I have, of course. After Mom and Dad went missing, the authorities locked this place up, and it's been locked ever since. They don't want anyone going in there, not even me. Because I don't know, it's kind of like a crime scene or something. But I still have the key But I still have the key for the front too. It's my house after all. I carefully scanned the area around me as I stood in the parking lot. There were a few cars that passed by, and maybe a person or two on the sidewalk, but no one really seemed to pay me any mind. It was still a bit early in the morning, so it wasn't surprising to see so few people out. I looked over my shoulder a few more times to make sure no one was watching me. Then I stepped up to the front door, unlocked it, and took a step inside, closing the doors carefully behind me. When I stepped inside, I was instantly hit with a wave of all different kinds of emotions. I had been avoiding the diner for a long time because whenever I passed it, it would just... I would just think of Mom and Dad and feel sad. But now, stepping inside, it felt nice. At least a little bit. Just being able to be in my own house after so long, it was bittersweet. On one hand, I felt so happy to just be home. Everything was just as I had left it. The light still entered through the windows the same way it always did. It still smelled faintly of delicious food, even though the kitchen hasn't been used in a while. Even Mom's specials board was in the same spot. But it felt so empty, so desolate, so abandoned. There wasn't even any electricity here. This place was hardly ever empty. We always had customers, and the diner always did well. There was hardly a moment where I'd come downstairs and only see Mom or Dad. There was always people, even if just one person was here. The counter would be full of coffee drinkers at night and in the mornings. I'd see families come by for dinner, or people out on dates. Or people out on dates come here. I'd always loved being able to see that. There were so many good memories in this place, like 13th birthday, the married couple that came in, time we had a Halloween party, the married couple that came in. I knew they were married because the bride was wearing her gown. I was still a little girl then, so she looked like a princess in my eyes. Her dress was poofy enough to lose yourself in, and she attracted quite a bit of attention when she came in, mostly from me. When my dad asked why they were here of all places, the bride said she wanted her grandfather to see her in her new dress. Not in her new dress, in her dress. But her grandfather was dead and buried in the cemetery right next to us, so it was the closest she would get. I remembered talking to her. She was so kind, or at least that's how I remember her. I asked her if she was sad her grandfather died, and she said she wasn't. She said he wasn't gone, just someplace else. She could visit him at any time, right in the cemetery. Those words, that idea, really stuck with me as a child. Maybe that's one of the reasons I enjoy visiting it so often. It probably sounds really silly, but it really meant a lot to me in the moment. I can't remember what it is she came in here for exactly, but I do remember the exact seat she sat in at the counter. I would always try to sit there too, whenever I could, but now it was all covered in dust, and no one's here. Where should I go? Mom and Dad's room, my room. I want to see your room. I decided to head up to my room. My real room. The llama! Oh my, that's an emo pony. She has an emo pony. Magical girl, demon, religious stuff? I don't know, just goth stuff. And then Christmas for some reason. As I stepped inside, I felt strangely happy. I missed my old room and all my stuff. I felt so nice to be back, even if I wasn't staying. Just the sense of familiarity made me feel so calm. I wished I was able to take some of this stuff back home with me, but I didn't have anything to carry it in. When was the last time I was even in this room? I sat on my own bed. It was just as comfy as I remembered. The bed in the cabin was nice, but it just couldn't compare. I missed having I am so good at reading. I missed having a canopy above me. I've had this bed ever since I was a little girl. I remember Dad tucking me into this bed and reading me bedtime stories when I was too fussy to sleep right away. Didn't take long for me to start crying. I missed my bed, I missed my house, I missed my parents. I remember my mom wishing me a good night one day, and then disappearing the very next. I hadn't heard from them since. They could be dead right now, and I wouldn't even know. I didn't want to think about that. But could I really ignore the possibility if it meant I just hated the situation I was in? Every little thing about me. I wanted to scream, but what good would that do? I felt helpless. All I could do was sit, cry, and wait for it to be over. I ended up falling asleep in my old bed. I was already exhausted from my lack of sleep, and crying certainly didn't help that respect. When I woke up, I was unaware of how much time had passed, but I felt groggy, and I didn't think I should stay any longer. It'd probably just make me feel worse. I got up from the bed and began to head back downstairs. It wasn't until I got to the bottom of the stairs that I noticed. Someone was here. Some stranger kneeling in front of the doorway for whatever reason. I was almost frozen in my spot. Who were they? Why were they here? No one should have been able to get in. This place was locked up. No one should have... That's right. I unlocked it. Crap. I stood there, hoping they wouldn't see me. The way they were dressed, with baggy dark clothes and their hood up, told me they were most likely bad news. Did they follow me in here? I wasn't sure what to do. I thought about trying to escape out the back way, or sneakily heading up backstairs if need be, but as soon as I took a step back, I tripped slightly and let out a small yelp as I caught myself on one of the bar stools. The stranger immediately bolted outside. Wait! I wasn't even able to get a good look at them. For a split second, I considered trying to chase after them. And even if that wasn't a stupid idea, they ran much faster than I could keep up with anyways. Panicked and slightly shaking, I took out my phone. I was so nervous, and I pressed it to my ear without even having dialed anyone yet. But who would I call? The police? No, I can't do that. I was already in here and I wasn't supposed to be. And I don't want to put any kind of attention on myself. But I can't just call nobody. I have to tell someone about this. Who do I go to? It could have been mystery number. Okay, Reginald, Twyla, Crovin, mystery number. Reginald, he's close by. Twyla, could it have been the killer? Crovin, he's family, he'll know what to do. Mystery number, was that you? Unthinkingly, I called the unknown number. The phone rang a few times, but no one picked up. Shortly after, I received a text from them. Why did you call me? I texted them back. Was that you? Were you just in my diner? What? What are you talking about? There was someone in here. I thought it was you. You telling me it isn't? I was not there. Nor do I know who it was. Okay, sorry. I really need to call someone else then. Good luck. Could it have been the killer? I hurriedly called Twyla. It could have been the Blackwood Butcher that was in here. And if I don't want to go to the cops, then she's the next best thing, right? I mean, if anyone could tell it was the butcher, she'd probably be able to. I hope. Come on, Twyla, pick up already. Twyla speaking. Twyla, I need you to get over here quick. What? Why? Where even are you? The diner by the cemetery. You have to come quick. I think the butcher was here. What? Are you serious? Don't move and don't touch anything. I'm coming right away. It felt like I waited forever for Twyla to arrive. I stood in the diner, alone, just standing there, waiting, possibly shaking. I don't remember it that well, but I didn't move from the spot I stood in. She did tell me not to touch anything, after all. When she arrived, she didn't even give me a chance to say hi. She immediately started talking, and came in holding some weird box. I told her that whoever it was was probably long gone by now, but she said we were still going to look for clues. I complied, doing whatever she asked of me. We searched the building together, and I made sure I was always in the same room as Twyla, just in case. Unfortunately, we couldn't find anything that would point us to who it might have been. There were no stray hairs or torn fabrics. Twyla even dusted for fingerprints, but we could only find hers and my own. It was almost as if no one was here at all. But when we checked my parents' room, I noticed one of my mother's necklaces was missing from her drawer. It was the necklace my father had given her for their anniversary a few years back, but she couldn't have taken it with her. I remember seeing it here, checking the diner after my parents first disappeared. Did they take it? That thought put my stomach in knots. To think they must have been in here while I was dozing off in the other room. Oh God, ugh. After searching for what felt like an eternity, we just gave up. There was nothing more we could do here. I felt bad, calling for Twyla's help just to wind up with nothing. I don't think there's anywhere else we can look. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I dragged you all the way here. I thought, at the very least, this could help. This could help in your investigation, but there's nothing really here. It's fine. It's not a total loss. Can you at least remember anything about the suspect? No. I didn't really get a good look at them. It could have been anyone. Well, whatever. Whether they're the butcher or not, someone has a special interest in this place, and it's definitely worth looking into. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on this place. Maybe we can catch them next time they come back. Do you know that? How do you plan to do that? Don't worry about it. I have my ways. But you probably shouldn't come back. It might mess with the It might mess up the investigation. Oh, alright. That's probably smart anyways. Thanks for, helping me, Twyla. Yeah, whatever. Just don't come back here and mess anything up, okay? After a little while longer, Twyla left, leaving me standing alone there once again. I stepped outside as she drove off and locked the front doors behind me, wondering if that would be enough to stop whoever broke in from doing it again. I stayed in crowded areas for the rest of the day, hoping that being around so many people would provide some sense of safety. The only time I was alone again that day was when I went back home that night. But I'm never truly alone then either, am I? Hello again. Good evening. Was that you in my diner today? I already told you it wasn't. Do you not believe me? Do you really blame me for not trusting you? What do you want from me? Nothing. I just need you to be you, and to stay out of trouble. I'm not really sure what else to say. That's okay. I prefer when you don't ask questions. Why's that? You know what they say. Curiosity killed the cat. Good night, Mary. So much for getting a good night's sleep. Mary, are you still sleeping? Mary? No, I don't want to get up yet. Let me sleep. I had a long night last night. A long night? You went to bed at 8:30. I didn't sleep well. Well, your mother's making pancakes if you want any. I'm assuming this is a dream. Do they have chocolate chips? Of course, it's Sunday. Okay, I'll be down soon. I quickly got out of bed and got dressed, yawning as I descended down the stairs. Even from the top of the stairs, I could already smell the chocolate. If you don't hurry, I'm going to eat all of them. Dad! Oh, you know I'm just teasing you. Besides, your mom would kill me if I did. I got downstairs and sat at the counter besides my dad. There was a plate waiting for me, and my mother was behind the counter, drinking her morning coffee as usual. Thank you for breakfast, Mom. Of course, dear. So, do you have any plans today? No, not really. Oh, is Croven busy today? I don't know, probably. Well, we can always do something if you want. We can? Of course we can. He just looks like her uncle, but without the white. Didn't you want to see that new movie? The horror one with the janitor? Why don't we go there? Why don't we go tonight? Are you sure? Aren't you busy? You know I'm never too busy for my little girl. That sounds really fun, but what about Mom? Are you really worrying about me? I'll be fine, sweetheart. Go out with your father. We can even call up Crow and see if he wants to come too. I've been really looking forward to this movie. I'm so excited now. This morning's been quite the pleasant surprise, but something feels off. Like I'm forgetting something. No, something is weird here. What? What's wrong? It's way too empty in here. Coffee, Dad, Mom, pancakes, utensils. It's way too empty in here. No, that's not it. It's Sunday. We don't open until past noon on Sundays because Mom likes us all to have a nice breakfast together. It's still morning, so what's wrong? Mom's fine. Mom's always... Wait. Mom. Mom can't talk. Mom is mute. Mom's never been able to talk her whole life. I had to learn sign language as a kid to be able to communicate with her. She's never... Whose voice even was that? That was talking to me. My mom doesn't have a voice. What's going on? Mary, you okay, hon? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm fine. Are you sure, dear? I could make you some tea to help you calm down if you're feeling anxious. No, I'm okay. I just think I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I hopped out my seat and rushed my way over to the ground floor bathroom. That wasn't my mom. Was that even my dad? Was I hoping that... I was hoping that once in the bathroom I could rinse my face off and make sense of things. But... Huh? Mom? Mom, what are you doing here? Weren't you just outside? Mom? Oh! What's the matter, Mary? I thought you liked ghosts. There's a funeral today. I'm happy. Is that bad? I had been planning for it. I overheard them talking about it in the cemetery when planning a spot for her. Is that bad? I really enjoy funerals. I always have. Even when... I like to see everyone gather around for their lost loved ones. They're all so sad. They bring flowers and sometimes even parting gifts. That's so nice, don't you think? If their spirits could talk, I bet they'd say they appreciate it. Would a ghost attend their own funeral? I would. Well, in any case, I'm excited for the one today, and I'm excited to see what they're like. Hopping off the bus that morning, I was glad to see I wasn't too late. It's a good thing I always wear black. No one even seemed to turn their head to me as I came near. It started to rain. They never said anything about rain today, but I thought it might when I saw the clouds out this morning, so I came prepared and brought my umbrella. It was then that I noticed a little old lady with no umbrella, and no one even bothered to help keep her dry, so I covered her with my umbrella. Oh, it's an umbrella. You scared me for a second. Thank you, dear. Of course. Pardon me if this sounds rude, but were you one of her friends? Would it be considered rude to just show up to another random person's funeral? No, at least I don't think so. Who died? Oh, well, it was my darling Minspella. She passed just last week. My condolences. Forgive me if this sounds rude, but what is your relationship to her? Me? Ah, yes. I'm Spella's mom. I never met you before, have I? That's okay. Lots of people haven't. I'm very sorry for your loss. How are you feeling? Feeling? It's impossible for me to feel anything but heartbroken. I truly don't believe I'll ever recover from this. Now, don't say that. She wouldn't want you to think that, right? Yes, I suppose you're right. She was young, wasn't she? Oh yes, much too young for this. Right as things were going her way, she was going to get married in a few months. None of us thought her condition was this bad. It's been cancelled, of course. But at least she's wearing the dress now. I'm sure she looks beautiful. Oh, she was always so beautiful. My darling angel was always too beautiful. She never even got to... Oh, look at me. I'm going to start crying all over again. I promised her I wouldn't. I'm sorry. Do you think she's scared? She's all alone now. Where's she going to go? And who will tell her how to get there? The way she is right now, is she happy? Even if she's not alone. How can you say she's alone when everyone is here beside her? I know she can't really say much about it, but I'm sure she is happy to have all her friends and family by her side. All the people here. She meant a lot to them, didn't she? That's why they're all here to keep her company. I know lots of people like to think you're alone when you die, but I think it's hard to consider all this, being alone, you know? She's not alone when we're all here. Yes, I suppose that's true. We're all together here, aren't we? Then I suppose I'm glad she isn't alone. Yes, me too. I'm sorry if I've upset you by talking about her so much, miss. It is a funeral after all. I should behave more respectfully. No, it's quite all right. Talking about it has actually helped a little bit. I feel a bit better hearing your thoughts. Is that so? I'm glad then. Yes, thank you. Why, I'm so sorry. I didn't even catch your name. It's all right. My name is Mary. Mary? Mary. Ah, hold on a moment. Do you mean to say you're Cemetery Mary? I see my reputation precedes me. Yes, that's me. I see. Thank you, Mary. If Spella was here, I'm sure she'd want to thank you too. She is here, but hearing it from you means enough already. Thank you as well. It was a lovely funeral. The coffin was lowered, and soon enough the rain stopped. I watched everyone say their goodbyes to her and to each other, and then suddenly they left. Soon it was just me and the lady. I'd have felt bad if I overstayed my welcome. I didn't want to outlast her at her own daughter's funeral, so I quietly said my goodbyes and left, but to my surprise, someone was there waiting for me on the sidewalk. Twyla? What are you doing here? I saw you from behind the fence. You were at a funeral. Did another person die already? No, well, yes, but not someone I know. Okay then. Anyways, I'm glad I ran into you here. I was actually thinking of calling you, but you're already here, so... Oh, why? Do you need something? Yeah, there was something I wanted to check out, but you might be able to help me with it. Oh, sure, I'll help. Is it still about the, the butcher and stuff? Of course it is. What else would it be about? Ah, right. Sorry, that was silly of me to ask. I'm not sure how much help I can be, but I'll try. It's fine, you don't need to do much. You just need to stand there and ask for something. That won't be a problem for you, will it? I don't see how it would be. Seems easy enough to me. So, where are we going? Follow me. It's only a few blocks down from here. I followed Twyla down the sidewalk. We didn't really talk as we walked, but I enjoyed her company nonetheless. The sky remained cloudy, and the sidewalk was full of puddles we tried to avoid. Until eventually, we ended up where Twyla planned to be today. It was a bookstore. One I sometimes passed by, but not really bothered to look inside. It didn't seem as cozy or comforting as the library. The library? A bookstore? Twyla, if you needed books, why didn't we just go to the library? Okay. It's much bigger, and you wouldn't even have to pay. Hey, can you, shut up? Huh? What did I tell you earlier? Oh, right. You just need me to stand there and ask for something, right? That's it. Besides, we're not going here for books. We're not? No. But you don't need to worry about why we're here. I just need you to do this for me. What are we doing again? Let's just say I'm not allowed in this bookstore anymore. I mean, I'm planning on fixing that problem eventually. But I need to do this now. That's where you come in. You're gonna go in there and ask and talk to the man at the desk. I need you to get him to look in the back somehow. Then once he goes, signal back to me out here. Then I'll get what I need and then get out. Got it? You're going to steal from them? Twyla, I don't know. I don't feel right about this. Mary, it's for the investigation. Do you think I'd steal just for the fun of it? I mean, it doesn't sound like... If it's for the investigation, pay for it. If it's that important, you should be willing to pay for it. Why did you even get kicked out in the first place? Or do you just want people to keep dying left and right? I mean, no, of course not, but, well, sometimes you'll have to do bad things to be the good guy. But we're talking about people's lives here. Do you really want to risk someone's life because you didn't want to lie for a few minutes? Would it really have that much impact? I mean, can I at least know what you're taking? Don't just stare at me. Okay, fine, I'll do it. There you go. Now get in there and distract him. Alright. I stepped into the store at Twyla's command. I already felt guilty before it even happened. But if this was somehow helping someone, then it was worth doing, right? As I entered, I noticed the man behind the desk. He was old and pretty scruffy. I was surprised he was even able to see out of all that hair covering his eyes. He seemed pretty big, and on top of it all, he had a hook for a hand. He certainly gave quite the first impression, even without having said anything. He didn't turn to me when I entered. Could he even see me, actually? Is this who Twyla was worried about getting past? I stepped up to the counter. Sir? What do you want? Oh, What kind of books are there, sir? All kinds. What, you thinking we just gonna forget an entire genre? Oh, no, I've never been in this store before, so I didn't know. You know? There's something I can help you with, ma'am? Oh, right. I'm looking for a book. That ain't too specific. Tuesday Adams. Oh, it's by an author named Horace Cope. Can't say I heard of him. What's the book about? The Zodiac. It's about, zodiac signs and astrology and stuff. So a book about astrology and zodiac signs written by a Horace Cope. Yes, that's right. I'll tell you what, I ain't ever heard of this guy, but I'll take the back for you. Oh, thank you so much. After that exchange, the man went to check in the back for any books. I totally just stole that joke from a popsicle stick, but he seemed to fall for it. So I guess whatever works. After he left into the bathroom, I signaled to Twyla that she could sneak in. Except Twyla didn't tell me what to signal with, so I kind of just flailed my arms and hands a bit until she noticed me. I felt really bad about it, going behind that man's back like that. But if doing this really meant catching someone dangerous, then Twyla was in and out quicker than I expected, as if she knew exactly where she was looking. I would have followed her, but I was waiting for that man to come back. I wondered if she still needed me, or if she went on her way after leaving. But before I could think about too much, he came back. He said he didn't have anything like what I was looking for, but he did give me something. How to talk to ghosts. He said it looked like something I would like. He even gave it to me free of charge. Was just taking up space, he said. Probably costs less than 30 cents to make, he said. I wished him a good day, and then I was on my way. That's actually really sweet. To my surprise, Twyla was still waiting for me once I got out of the bookstore. Oh, Twyla, you're still here? Yeah, I'm still here. What took you so long? Oh, well, he gave me a book, and Hey, wait, can I ask you what you took from him now? Does it matter? I mean, well, kinda. He was really nice to me, and it's not as if you've told me much about why we did it. Fair enough. Fine, I'll show you. But only if you get into my car with me. Huh? Well, since you're supposed to be helping me and all, I wanted to bring you to my house for an interrogation, if you will. Interrogation? The main reason I asked you to help is because your family members were involved in a mysterious death. So I wanted to ask you some questions about them and take down some notes. But not here. I don't even like talking about this out loud. So I'll call up a car to come pick us up. You're fine coming with me, right? Oh, I mean... Sure. I don't really have any other plans. You barely know her. You barely know her. You were warned by Crovin to, never speak with her? Just avoid her at all costs? Why do you think he said that? I don't really have any other plans. Yeah, I figured. Twyla called up a car to come pick us up. Is this one of those taxi service things? No. What? I'm just really rich. Oh, alright. Shortly enough, a car rolled by to come pick us up. The driver came out and held the door open for Twyla and I. She crawled into the back seat and I followed suit. Buckling into the car seat, it felt incredibly strange. Crovin's family always had a bit of money themselves, but never like this. Anyways, you want to see what I took, right? Yes, please. Twyla reached down and presented me with a wooden box. It wasn't until she opened it that I felt alarmed. It's a frigging knife? A knife? In a bookstore? You stole a knife from him? How did you even know he had this? That's not important, she said, closing the box and putting it back down. Is this connected to why he doesn't let you in his store anymore? No, but again, that's not important. Do you really think he was using that to, you know? Well, I can't say for sure, but it's anyone's guess. Don't you feel safer that he doesn't have it on him? I suppose. I guess. But listen, we did the right thing. Trust me. So according to your logic, just take all the knives from everyone, and then you have all of them. Then everyone's gonna think it's you. Okay. I'll give it back to him after this is all through. He's proven innocent, okay? What if he notices it's gone and thinks I took it? Well, then probably a good idea you don't go back there. We sat in silence the rest of the car ride. When I looked at Twyla, it was like she was staring off very intently at nothing at all. She looked like she was going over different ideas in her head. Deep in thought, I didn't want to disrupt her process or anything. Twyla had just told me she was rich. So rich that she had a chauffeur to drive her wherever she needed to be. But despite that, I didn't expect her to be this rich. We had to pass through a gate to even get in. She even had a fountain in the front. Oh my goodness, Twyla, you really live like this? Yeah. I told you I was rich, didn't I? We got out of the car together, and the chauffeur drove off slowly. As soon as I exited, my nose was bombarded with the smell of freshly cut grass and fragrant flowers that adorned the front of the house. Even though it had been raining today, nothing smelled like the dampness of rain or even seemed overly affected by it. It felt like I had just stepped onto an eternally new planet. Not eternally, entirely. By the way, I live with my uncle. I'm pretty sure he's home right now. You might have to say hi to him. Oh, that's fine. I'm just warning you because he can be kind of sleazy. Oh? Harley has a good attitude and often flirts with girls he doesn't know. I see. Yeah, but like, now that I think about it, it's usually only for pretty girls. So you should be fine. Did she just call her ugly? I see. That was rude. We walked up the tall staircase in front, and Twyla unlocked the doors, the double doors. As soon as we got inside, why do all of the adult men have the same hairstyle? As soon as we got inside, it appeared as if her uncle was leaving. Ah, Twyla, home already? Yeah, I needed to bring someone over for some business. Ah, I see. Well, I was just about to head out myself. But it'd be rude of me not to introduce myself, of course. I'm Denzin. And what would your name be, little lady? I'm Mary. Oh, my name is Mary. It's nice to meet you, sir. A pleasure to meet you as well. Anyway, I ought to take my leave now. I'll be running late if I stay any longer. I'll leave you little ladies to your business. And perhaps I'll see you again soon. And after that, he was gone. Your uncle looks like a cartoon supervillain? Yeah, I know. He looks idiotic. It's embarrassing to be related to him. Well, I don't know if I go that far. Come on, I didn't bring you here to talk about my uncle. Let's go. Twyla led me through her house. It was pretty big on the inside and very nicely decorated. To think that she just lived here felt wild. I didn't have to leave. What the heck? I didn't have too good of a look at her home, though. There we go. Twyla led me into a room that looked like a den, almost. Or maybe some kind of storage room. Compared to the rest of the house, it seemed a bit messy, as if the room itself belonged to an entirely different house. It said completely. That did not say entirely. There were instruments near the walls and small tables with playing cards sprawled across them. There were lots of cabinets and drawers, but I had no idea what they might be holding. It was strange. But somewhat cozy as well. Like some sort of tucked away activity room. Twyla led me to one of the tables and told me to take a seat while she readied herself. I sat and waited for her to be ready as she pulled out a laptop, as well as a notepad and some other things. She sat across from me and opened her laptop, but once she had everything prepared, the entire aura of the room felt different. She Spampton. I felt compressed, full of pressure, like this really was some sort of interrogation. Like I was somehow in trouble. I'm going to ask you a few questions, Mary. I want to know about your aunt and uncle that died. Be honest and tell me all the details, okay? What should I do? I said I wanted to help Twyla, but do I really want to tell her the truth of everything that's happened? I know she's doing it for a good cause, but she is still a stranger to me. I hardly know anything about her. But if I lie, will she be able to tell? Would it ruin the investigation? If I lie about what really happened, am I offering the butcher another chance to get away? Would I share blame if someone dies because I didn't tell the truth? But I also remember what Croven told me about Twyla. He told me to stay away from her, and that I shouldn't be talking to her. Ask away, whenever you're ready. Alright then, to start. How old were you when your aunt and uncle died? Be honest. Well, I don't always remember their exact ages. Though I don't think they were the same age. And it was kind of obvious too. My uncle was kind of old, and it was beginning to show on his face. But my aunt still looked pretty good for her age. Sometimes she even looked younger than my mom, to be honest. That might have said something about how old they were, not how old she was. I think I read that wrong. But don't tell my mom I said that. Alright, next question, I guess? Alright. So, were you ever given reason to suspect they may be dying soon? Huh? How do you mean? Well, before they died, were you ever worried that they would die soon? Lie. I mean, maybe a little bit. No one lives forever, you know? It's not like they were the healthiest either, but because the way they died was so surreal, it just came as such a shock. I see. Of course, that brings me to ask, how did they die? Well, they went on a date, I'm pretty sure. One of those, like, early bird special deals you always see old people go to in movies and TV. You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, well, I was told that while they were eating, my uncle began suffering from a heart attack or something. A heart attack? He wasn't choking? No, he wasn't. Did he eat something strange? I don't know. I don't think he had many, if any, allergies. But I guess it's possible he could have had an allergic reaction or something. Go on. Well, he was rushed to the hospital, and by the time we had arrived, he was already dead. The doctors were unable to save him? I suppose so. And he never had any heart problems or allergy issues before this? Not that I know of, no. And? And what? Your aunt. How did she die? Oh, right. Well, my aunt was very distraught over the news, and she passed shortly after. We're not entirely sure how, but we think she might have suffered her own heart complications. You think? Well, she was found dead in their house, slumped over the kitchen table, blood coming out of her mouth too. So, and you don't know how she died. She was just found that way? Yes. I see. And that's all you know about this? Yes, that's all. I had thought they died of natural causes, but, like you, I had heard rumors about the potential killer, and I started to wonder if their deaths were really natural at all. But maybe I'm wrong, and just wasting your time. I see. Well, I think that's all I need. Twyla typed up some final words before closing her laptop and getting up from her chair. That's it? We're done? Yes, that's all I need right now. Thank you for agreeing to come talk with me. I was a bit taken aback by how short it looked. What? By how short it took. We traveled all the way to Twyla's house just to talk for a short while. She didn't even ask me for their names or anything. I don't even know what sort of information she really got out of it. I doubted she was being overly helpful. So what do we do now? Well, I'll be counting my own research, but you can go home for now. Really? That's all you needed me for? Mm-hmm. I'm surprised I didn't hear about your aunt and uncle earlier. A situation like that tends to garner some attention, but as I said, it feels as though the police may be trying to cover some things up. And who can blame them? Our city is shitty enough as it is, and the last thing we need are people thinking there's a killer on the loose, even if people's lives are at stake. But but I digress. Thank you for sharing what you know with me. It does seem to align with most of the deaths happening lately. It does? Mm-hmm. But, but I'll tell you more about that later. As I said, you can go home now. You sure? I mean, we came all this way, and I feel like I hardly did anything. You did more than enough, Mary. Please leave. I need to focus on research I've been collecting, and the last thing I need is a headache. I understand. I'll text my driver to pick you up out front. Give me your address so I can send it to him too. Oh, that won't be necessary. Hmm? He can just drop me off by the cemetery. Why? Just cuz I just don't feel like going home right now. All right then. After saying goodbye, I went out I went out front to the car that would drive me back to the cemetery. It was a bit of a quiet and awkward ride, but I arrived there safely, so I can't complain. It had gotten later than I thought, however. I didn't realize how fast the time flew by. There wasn't much else for me to do with the day at this point. It wasn't long before I decided to just take the bus back home again. And nothing of note really happened after that, except, well, you know. You're here? Hello? Yes, I'm here. Is there a problem? You mean other than the ones you've caused me? I apologize. You say that, but nothing's changed. I'm doing all that I can to keep you happy. You already know what would make me happy, though, and that is? My parents. We've gone over this, haven't we? I'm sorry, Mary, but you already know how I feel and how I feel and what I'll share with you. I'm keeping up communication with you because it's what you wish, but I won't divulge any information about your parents or who I am. So please, if you must ask questions, no, I won't answer anything like this for you. You'll find out in time, so please be patient with me. Do you understand? I understand. All right, then. Things were quiet for a bit after that. I wondered if they were done texting me, but to my surprise, I got a text a few moments later. I expected it to be them, but instead it was Twyla. Hi, are you awake right now? Twyla? What could she want so late? Yes, I'm awake. Why do you ask? You don't have any plans tomorrow, do you? Other than standing around the cemetery all day? Well, when you put it like that... No, I'm not busy. Oh, good. Then we can do this sooner rather than later. I want you to head somewhere with me tomorrow. Where? You'll find out when we get there. Can't I know? No. Why not? Because I don't want you refusing to come with. You think I'd refuse to help you? I don't know. You seem kind of sensitive, that's all. Trust me, it's not that bad. You don't even have to do a lot. Remember when you were a distraction for me earlier today? Yeah? Well, you're just going to be that again, but someplace different. Oh, see? See what? You're already chickening out. I am not. So you'll help me then? In case you forget, this is for the sake of capturing a murderer, you know. I didn't forget. I'll come with, just as long as you don't steal anything this time. I shouldn't need to. At least not anything important. I'll see you tomorrow then. What's your address? I'll come pick you up. Oh, well... I don't feel comfortable giving out my address. Why? I mean, it's like you said, anyone can be the butcher, right? So what if it's you? And then what if you come to kill me? Ha, funny. Still, at least you're taking things cautiously. Fair enough. Where should I pick you up then? The cemetery is fine. It's usually not crowded around there, so... Can you meet me by the cemetery at 7:30? Oh, that early? The early bird gets the worm, after all. That's not a problem for you, is it? Oh, no, it's fine. I'll be there. Alright, good. I guess I better go to bed then. Twyla didn't respond after that message, Seeing how early I would have to get up the next day, I tucked myself into the covers and tried to rush myself to sleep. It wasn't easy, especially when I didn't know where Twyla would be taking me. But eventually, I was able to fall asleep. It was still somewhat dark out when I woke up the next morning. I could hear Crovin snoring in his bed as I brushed my hair and got dressed for the day. Honestly, I wasn't sure when the bus would be coming, as I never really took the bus that early before. But I caught one and was waiting by the cemetery gates when Twyla's car pulled up. Once again, she had a chauffeur taking us. I tried not to question it. After all, she's probably used to getting around like this. Once I was in the car with her, we were driving, it felt appropriate to ask her again where we were going. And she answered. A retirement home? Yes. This is supposed to help us catch the butcher. That's what I'm hoping anyways. If I may ask, why there? Well, one reason a murderer is being suspected is because of the spike in deaths lately. I know there's rumors people have been spreading about them being violent, but after doing some research on all the recent deaths we've had, I've noticed a majority of them were above 65 years old. People in that age group have been dying the most in this area. What? Well, I mean, isn't that a bit expected? For older or elderly people to be dying? Exactly. Huh? I don't think I catch your drift. Mary, if you were a serial killer who, to avoid getting risk of caught, didn't want to be known at all, who would you kill? I don't know. You'd kill someone who's already expected to die, of course. Even if an autopsy proves otherwise, most people would still assume they died of old age, or a heart attack, or some sickness, or some other age-related issue. Maybe a few people would be suspicious, and even spread rumors about you, but majority would think there's nothing unusual about an old person dying. I never thought of it like that. I take back everything I just said. She makes complete and total sense. So, we're going there to, like, look for clues? Evidence? Something like that. How can you be so certain of all this? What if we don't find anything? Or what if we get in trouble? It'll be fine. It's not like this is the most high security place in the world. I'm sure all the nurses will be too worried about the geezers to pay attention to whatever we'll be doing anyways. Especially with you distracting them. Oh, right. I suppose I did say I would do that, didn't I? You did. So don't let me down, okay? I'll try not to. Okay, it is almost 3 p.m. I'm going to end the stream. Yeah, eat food, drink water, take care of yourself, all that stuff. Take your meds. I'll see you then. Bye, chat. And hello, VOD watchers.